Welcome. On this channel, I do unedited, unscripted videos about programming Linux and stuff. Today, I've been relearning C, and I'm just at the beginning of that. I haven't used it in about 25 years. So far, I've kind of played around with the build systems in some really recent videos. I went back and just kind of, explored types and pointers and just in the last one, structs and arrays and pointers to structs and arrays and things like that. Today, in this video, I'm going to do a little diversion here. I'm going to jump over and I think take a look at debugging. So that will be the thing for now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess I will. I was trying to decide if I would. What I've been doing for each video is making a copy of the folder from the previous one, and then just kind of progressing. So I think I'll do that. So we want to take 014 and copy it into 015, and I'm just going to label this one GDB. Drop in there, make clean. We're going to revert it back to just a hello world. So source demo, and we can get rid of, we don't need the struct. We don't need anything else. We can put a hello world in there just to make sure it builds. If I didn't have cap locks on, looks good. Now, obviously, the first thing I'll have to make sure is that I actually have GDB installed. I'm guessing it's just GDB. We'll find out. It probably is already installed with... no, it's not. But it will install here. GDB version. Debian. So 13, clear ls. And then the one thing I know for sure is I'll need a new make target. And so how do I want to do this? I'm going to keep the normal make. Do I want to have a make release? Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll eventually add a make release. So right now that means the normal build can add in, how do I want to, So we need the debug symbols, which is pretty sure is -G. So I'm going to do that a little different. I'm going to put it at the, I'm going to put it right, right. Okay. So, something in my eye. Now, I don't have the foggiest clue. So now we hit the internet. Let's take a look at GDB tutorial. Get started. Yeah, probably, why not? So, optimizations. So it's telling us to use optimization 0, which makes sense. So specify the exact debug format is no longer necessary. So ignore advice to use GDB. or GD. The one specific option worth adding is -G3, which tells the compiler to include debugging information about the macros. Okay. So G3 and O0. So there's O0, G3, right? Everything's fine. I think we'll open that. Hop back over here. Before we take a look at actually using GDB, blah, 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 the execute blah. I don't even know if these exist. I'm on Debian. Blah, 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 blah. Access GDB is built in. If opposed, do not, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's start with okay, we can start GDB and we can quit GDB. Starting GDB my program. So if I build it, oops, and then GDB bin oh, what happened? Something's not right. It's not O, is it? Is it O? Yeah, it must be O. Tree bin. So make clean. Make sure we blow that up. Tree bin. Yep, bin doesn't exist. Make. Now GDB. Can't think. Oops, not there. GDB bin demo. Okay. Let's jump back to here. So we can load the program, blah, 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 blah. We can type help. And then I've been given the startup mission thumbs, so I suppress or quiet it with Q. Right, so what they're saying is GDB-Q bin demo does that. And what I'm probably going to want, I am going to want a debug target for make. So let's say I want I want a debug target, and why not? And what we're going to run is GDB Q but before we can even do that, we're going to say that it's not phony, and it does depend on the same stuff as this. In fact, we'll just do this. This is going to become, oh, yeah, let's do it that way. This one, well, so it's going to be our debug target. And it has those flags, whereas the normal release one won't have those flags. And so then the phony, this one can go away now. we can copy test for debug. Okay, so we have a debug target. It's going to try and build this thing. That thing has the debug flags. So if I make debug and run it, that did not do what I expect, because I don't actually want to run the debug. What I want to do is do gdb queue the debug. So make debug, and I'm in. Okay. Now I want to update my, let's start with a vsplit, and then let's grab my, and I want a new leader key for D, which is make debug. I need that again. vsplit. I need to reload it. vimrc. Now if I leader D, we build and are in the debugger. Okay. So vsplit. Let's open source, not main. I want to open demo. So in a previous video that's going to be labeled something about unified C build, you can see the structure of what I have going on here. In fact, I'll give a quick tour just because in case somebody hadn't seen that. So this is using something, I guess, that people refer to as a unified build. And effectively what it does is main is just a file where you include other files, and that's really all I need to explain for right now. Is so main just includes the C files in order that you need them, but other than that it's really the same. Okay, so I'm in the program. I can pass arguments just like normal. Attaching to a running process, the PID option. I don't want to do that. Following up on failure. If your process aborted and core dumped, use the core option. We'll skip that for now. Because really what I'm looking for is, like, you know, stepping through the code right now. Expedited command execution. I often run GDB commands from the Okay, let's do this. GDP list. Oh. How do I set breakpoints? Breakpoints are set. The debugger convenience variable, breakpoint num, records the number of breakpoints. Several ways. Break function. Set a breakpoint on a function. Break offset. Oh, you know, I'm gonna really miss my Ruby here, right? Because, you know, there, of course, what I'm used to is just putting a breakpoint. GDP. Yeah, let's set the arguments, debugging your program, controlling, setting a breakpoint. A breakpoint. Set breakpoints type break file name colon line number. Ooh, is this gonna mess with? Is this gonna mess with? Is the header? Is the unified build gonna mess with that? I hope not. So I want to set. I want to set a breakpoint on source demo C line 3. So if I were to debug that, and then according to this, I would set a breakpoint with break file name line number. So break source demo C, is it a colon? A colon, line number 3. Okay, that worked. So info break. I know that there are some like text UIs for GDB. I'll look at that too, but I just want to get the basics here. I want to be able to set a breakpoint. So blah blah blah. I can list, view the source code, type. Okay. Blah, 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 list line number will print. So how do I, if you want to, so now I can just continue, I think. Run. So I'm on line 3. So if I list, it's telling me what's around me. I like it. We get color syntax too. Hell, it even matches. Nah, it doesn't quite. It's pretty close to matching. How do I inspect a variable? Oh, I don't think I have any variables to inspect. Print the value of variable. Blah, blah, blah. GDP print counter. Okay, so let's give ourselves a variable. So we'll continue. It looks like we ended there. Exited normally. So let's come over here. And let's say... Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, we'll do that, in fact. And we're going to put a breakpoint on 5 this time. So let's debug. Break on source demo.c line 5, and then run. And we are that we should see this 5 times, obviously. So continue, continue, continue. That's 4. That's 5. Continue to the end. Yep. Okay. But let's we can run again, and this time I want to inspect I, which print counter. So print I, and it's telling me it's 0. So at this point I can continue and print I, and it is 1, and continue. Oops. C. Oops. There we go. So all pretty straightforward. That's the basics that I wanted to make sure I had set up. Was just minimally. I want to be able to, you know, run it and hit a breakpoint. You know, I'm so used to Ruby and it's so nice, but you know what you would do there is you would just, you know, I always use Bybug as a Ruby tool, and so you would just put a debug statement in there. I'm sure, you know, maybe I'll find out in the future that it is possible, but I don't see that right now, and this is good enough. So anyway, that is a quick little exploration of Bybug. That was what I set out to do. So I will find some documentation for it and probably read through, just kind of skim through it to see what else is possible, just so I'm aware. But if I pressed right now, I can drop into debug and at least inspect variables, which, you know, is usually enough. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next one.